Hey folks, just wanted to say thanks to everybody who's liked, shared, and subscribed, and also commented on these videos on this channel recently. It's been really, really cool. This is your first time checking us out. Please do any of those things. And I want to know your comments actually on this because we didn't get a chance to really talk about it on the show this week. Because look, I didn't really put too much stock in it. I didn't really think that we were going to see this. Obviously, I'm talking about AJ Styles potentially retiring at the Royal Rumble now in a couple of weeks. I didn't buy it. I didn't think that we'd have the potential of AJ actually losing. A couple of things have happened though that kind of puts it into stark relief. So obviously we're gearing up to the AJ Styles Gunther return match, which if Styles does lose, he will be forced to retire. Now, they said retire from in-ring competition. I'm hesitant on that even if he does lose. There's a potential that he could still go back to TNA, could finish up there. I don't know. But if it is in-ring competition, that could be very self-explanatory. But again, I was like, no, look, obviously we know his career's finishing up this year. And the assumption would be, okay, he's going to have a little career tour and that will be that. But a couple of things happened this week, and there's lots of different reports that, in fact, he could actually just be done. Gunther has retired 2 people so far, 2 obviously big names. So adding AJ onto that makes an awful lot of sense. The matches that AJ has done in WWE over the past year have really been kind of his. If you look at it from that point of view, where it's all building up to this, it also makes an awful lot of sense. And then there was the match that Saturday Night's main event, which with Nakamura. Now, obviously, him and Shinsuke Nakamura have had this feud for years. They've been rivals from New Japan all the way up. And the match was quite spectacular. I'm not going to lie. On the show, I was like, I don't really like the Saturday Night main events because they always come off kind of. They just don't have that pay-per-view PLE feel, and I'm not a big fan of them, but they do have good matches on them from time to time. And this was one of them. This should have been a bigger deal. Much like Cena's, to be fair, but considering the fact that we have seen what we've seen, and then Shinsuke put up his diary entry where AJ was like, yeah, look, I'm losing at the Royal Rumble. I hope that doesn't happen because AJ's awesome. And it would just kind of be like, oh, again, Saturday night's main event. If you're a star, you're going against Gunther, you're going to lose. You're going to retire. But, it still would be a shock at the Rumble. It'll be one of those moments where you're like, whoa, it's crazy. And you'd actually always remember it. So I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Based on all the news we've seen, based on everything that has come out, it looks very, very likely. And if he does retire, it would be cool for him to finish up in TNA, maybe do a run there or whatever. But if it is in-ring competition, then it probably means in-ring competition. So I don't know. Obviously, we get a chance to talk about it on the show because when we tape, sometimes news breaks after the fact, and it is what it is. That's why it's important you subscribe to the show, subscribe here, because you get the show. Obviously, it goes out every week, but when news breaks and there is a certain amount of time, I like to do these videos from time to time. But let me know, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Do you think AJ is actually going to retire? Do you think this is it and this news is all just kind of debate and switch, where we'll get some sort of screwy finish and Gunther won't actually win? Or will WWE shock the world and AJ's finished? I don't know. I hope not. I would prefer him to actually have a bit of a run this year. But if this is it, it's going to be the end of one of the greatest of all time. Like, legitimately. If you're unfamiliar with AJ and you've only seen him in WWE, you haven't seen his career. Go back and watch his TNA run, where he built his name. And my hope would be if he was to lose, he would go to TNA and help those guys out for a bit and have a run and finish up there. get inducted into both Hall of Fames. That's the way I would do it. That would be the best outcome for me as a TNA fan. But look, it's really up to AJ. It's really up to WWE. So we'll wait and see. But let me know in your comments below. And if it's your first time checking us out, please do like, share, subscribe. And don't forget, we do a podcast every Friday. It usually drops on Friday, Saturday, and then it